Hi, this is Mr. Bauer. Today we're talking about finding the area of a circle. The area of circles. Well, the area of a circle measures the space inside the circle, just like polygons, just like we learned about with rectangles and triangles, and parallelograms and trapezoids and triangles. It's measured in square units. All right? And the formula for finding the area of a circle is area equals pi r squared. So we're going to need the radius in order to find the area. All right, so here's an example. Here's a circle. What do we know about this circle right here? Yes, the radius is 5. So find the exact area and the approximate area. Let's area equals pi times radius squared. Well, what is 5 squared? That's 25, isn't it? Okay, and so if we left it as 25 pi, we would have an exact answer. And by the way, the label would be centimeters squared. All right, that's an exact answer. If we were going to approximate it, we would take 25 times 3.14. Get your calculator out. 25 times 3.14, 78.5. And again, the label would be centimeters squared. All right? We didn't have to round to the nearest hundredth because it came out only to the tenths anyway. So exact, approximate. All right? Depends on whether you actually multiply by your 3.14 or whether you don't multiply by your 3, or whether you just leave the pi there. This is exact. This is approximate. You'll be asked to do both of those. All right? Let's look at another example of how we can use the area of a circle formula. Let me write that formula. Area equals pi r squared. All right? Here is a circle, and it looks like a portion of it has been shaded, and they're going to tell us, or I'm going to tell you, that this is 3.5 feet. Well, what have I just told you about this? Well, I've told you the radius, haven't I? Okay, r equals the radius. Here's a radius, and I think we can assume that we've shaded what percent of the circle? Would you say 25%? Okay, so if we found the area of the whole circle, the shaded region right in here would be that divided by 4. Would that be right? This is only a fourth. 25 out of 100 is the same as 1 out of 4. So let's find the area of the whole circle divided by 4, and we'll have the area of that shaded region. Okay. Oh, I forgot the pi, didn't I? Pi r squared. Now, look at what they asked us to do here. They said use 22 over 7 for pi. Now, the reason they're doing that then is let's keep this as a fraction. In fact, let's make it an improper fraction. It's a mixed number right now. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So we're going to have 22 over 7, that's pi, times 7 over 2. Hey, that's interesting. What happens to these 7s right here? Well, they cancel out. Leaves us with 22 over 2, which reduces to 11. So the area of the whole circle is 11. Well, what's the area? And this is square feet. Well, then how do we find the area of the shaded region? We divide it by 4. Now, 11 divided by 4 is 11 fourths. That would be an acceptable answer. 11 fourths feet squared. I suppose you could say 2 3/4 square feet. I suppose you could say 2.75 square feet. Feet squared, same thing right there. Okay? So all of those would be appropriate answers. What did we do here? We used 22 over 7 instead of 3.14. Why? Well, because we had a fraction here, and we could then multiply two fractions together. All right? And we had to understand that this is only a fourth of the circle, not the whole circle, which is what the 11 equals. That's the whole area. We cut that by fourths, and 1/4 of it is our 2.75. All right. Good luck as you deal with the area of circles.